Subtraction. What's the inverse of division, for example? Cancels itself out by taking 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. We have inverse functions for the trig functions, for sine, cosine, and tangent. Notation for the inverse of sine is sine inverse, sine to the negative first. That is notation for sine inverse, or the opposite of the sine function. It's pronounced sine inverse. Cosine and tangent have similar inverse functions as well. We could use them to cancel out sine, cosine, and tangent, much like I would use addition to cancel out subtraction, or division to cancel out multiplication. So let's try straightforward. I want to know the sine of what angle x has a ratio of 0.75 or 3/4. The sine of what angle measure x has a ratio of 0.75. In class on Wednesday, when you were setting up your trig proportions, you were always solving for a side length, the missing x value.
Charlie Jennings and Dylan Kaufman, please report to the north gym for class. Charlie Jennings, Dylan Kaufman, please report to the north gym for class.
The missing x value or side length was always here on the right. Now it's on the left. I'm finding the missing angle measure on the left. I have the sine of x. I need to get sine by itself. I need to get x by itself, so I need to cancel out sine. What's going to be the opposite of sine, or cancel out sine? Sine inverse. Take the sine inverse of both sides. When I combine sine with sine inverse, it's like combining addition with subtraction or multiplication with division. It just cancels itself out. So my solution for x, the measure of angle x, is the sine inverse of 0.75. On your calculator, let's find that on your calculator to get you to type it in. On my Desmos calculator up on the television screen, the inverse functions are under this functions tab here to the right. I can type in sine inverse. Could you find that on your calculator, please? If you have a hard time finding the inverse functions, sine, cosine, tangent, inverse, please let me know. If your calculator is a little bit different. We're going to rely on the calculator to get our answer, so know how to use it.
Is there any way to solve this without a calculator?
No. You need a table of values.
Can't read from the calculator. Just make the calculator. Where is it on the calculator?
The shift key, and it pulls up all the second options for these buttons. So sine inverse is right. So I have it in my calculator. I got about 48.6 degrees. We'll get that typed in okay. Find the same answer to that.
Yep.
So looks good. Where'd you go? Okay, your calculator all right?
Is this an irrational number? Or is it actually just kind of...
It would be irrational, yes. There's no way to make this into a fraction. All right, so let's try another one. Let's apply this to right triangles now. Put 2 triangles up here. Let's find the measure of missing angle A. Right triangle A, B, C with B as the right angle. got two side legs shown. One is 9, the other is 13. We have to write our own equation rather than have one given to us. So we first need to identify whether to pick sine, cosine, or tangent. From angle A, start with the 9. Is 9 the opposite of the adjacent or the hypotenuse? Adjacent. How about the 13 then? So since you got that label for you, which trig ratio to take, guys? Sine, cosine, or tangent? Tangent. Why tangent, obviously? Yeah, it's got the O and the A in SOHCAHTOA. Tangent is the ratio that matches with this pair of sides for angle A. So the tangent of A is which ratio? 13 over 9 or 9 over 13? For angle A, its tangent ratio is equal to 13 over 9. Questions on setting that up? Okay. Let's get A by itself. I need to cancel out tangent. What's going to do that? What is the opposite of tangent? The inverse. On your calculator, A equals tangent inverse of 13 to 9. Give me just 1 second, Maddie. Tangent inverse of 13 to 9 is about 55.3 degrees. You want to start your quiz?
Yeah.
Just pop over to Mr. Alexander's room across the hall. One more up. On measure of angle F. I'll give you guys a head start. New right triangle there on the right side of the board. Find the measure of missing angle F. Which picked up any sine, cosine, or tangent? I love it. Sounds great to me. If you're trying to find a missing angle measure, you will always have to use inverse functions. To work backwards and find the missing angle measure, use inverse trig functions as opposed to finding a side length. I think Bethany said cosine. Cosine of A is 1 over what? How'd you set this up, Caleb? Is it 29 to 25 or 25 to 29?
25 to 29.
Sense to me. So to cancel out cosine, to get a by itself, use inverse. Write that on your calculator. Hopefully it's about 30.5 degrees. What I had up on the television screen. Next week, we'll come back and look at some applications of trigonometry when it comes to angles of elevation and depression, and get this unit wrapped up by the end of the week. We're trying to plan ahead as to where we're going next week. Hopefully a test by the end of the week, and your practice Khan Academy for right triangles trigonometry turned in. Pass out some practice here, and let's spend the rest of our short time together. We got about 15 or so minutes, 14, 15 minutes. Working on this handout to practice some inverse trig functions or your Khan Academy portion.